political matters now, and opposition leaders across the country are still toying with the idea of forming a national super alliance that will face the Jubilee party at the ballot as a united front. Amani Congress Party leader Musalia Mudavadi seems to be the only key opposition leader pushing this idea single-handedly, while CODCO principals Raila, Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka seem somewhat disinterested. But can the opposition leaders agree and settle on a super alliance that can defeat the ruling Jubilee? Chris Dairo explores the various scenarios.
For the past 1 month, opposition leaders across the country have been touting the possibility of forming an alliance in the name of the National Super Alliance, NASA, that will have one presidential candidate to face the incumbent President Uhuru Kenyatta come the August 2017 general election. Although the opposition leaders are yet to meet and finalize the crucial details on how they will share the positions, they have not been shying away from popularizing the alliance.
Yule ameiba pesa the National Youth Service, anaswe. Yule ambaye alipiga Isaac Ruto, anaswe. Kwa hivyo tunaweza kujenga NASA.
Mbona sisi hatukuji pamoja tupeleke hawa watu nyumbani? Na hii ndio nafasi yenu.
We want to put them like they do to the popes. We put them in a room, wagongane na ngumi, wapigane, waongee, waseme, paka ile nini, moshi ile nyeupe itoke.
Apparently, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi appears to be more outspoken than the rest of the opposition leaders in pushing for this outfit. According to sources in the opposition circles, Mudavadi will automatically be the biggest beneficiary if such an alliance was formed. One of the possible lineup puts Musalia Mudavadi as the presidential flag bearer, with his running mate being Kalonzo Musyoka, while Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula becomes the majority leader in the Senate. After they win the elections, the team will then push for a referendum to return the position of Prime Minister in the country, which they propose to give it to Raila Odinga, to be deputized by 2 deputies, Baringo Senator Gideon Moi and Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho.
Mudavadi cuts across as a very acceptable person. You know, there are people from one side of this country who fear Raila. There's Raila phobia. But equally, there are people from this part of another part of this country who don't like, who detest Uhuru. And therefore, Mudavadi becomes the kind of person that is acceptable across the board. And therefore, his candidacy for, if you are to be the candidate for NASA, I think it is a very easy way of taking Jubilee home. But the question then remains, how will Raila take it?
One guy who will determine who becomes president in 2017 is Raila Odinga. Because if he decides to back somebody and bring everybody else on board, they will give Jubilee a run for their money.
Another possible lineup for the opposition leaders is to have Raila Odinga as the presidential flag bearer, with Musalia Mudavadi being his running mate, presenting to Kenyans the same team during the disputed 2007 presidential elections. If this materializes, Bungoma Senator will take the position of majority leader. Then Kalonzo Musyoka becomes the Prime Minister after a referendum, deputized by Baringo Senator Gideon Moi and Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho.
Things have since changed because the Kalenjin bloc has gone with Ruto. So you cannot then ignore Kalonzo and hope to do the 2007 magic in 2017. You still need the Kalenjin, the Kamba vote. So I'm thinking, if somebody were to ask me, any arrangement that kind of shortchanges Kalonzo is doomed to fail.
There has been the argument that despite having all the numbers and the support, Raila has not delivered a presidency. That is the argument that Musalia and Kalonzo are trying to use. But if you are to do any nomination based on whatever number, even the popular vote, Raila will still emerge tops.
The next best to me is one where Raila is a presidential candidate, with Kalonzo as his running mate, and Mudavadi as head of government. You know, this head of government is something you can start even before you change the constitution. Nothing stops the President of the Republic of Kenya from appointing one person.
However, if they fail to agree on the possible lineup above, then the other option will be for them to stick in court, where they are yet to decide on who will be their presidential flag bearer, or go it alone in the coming elections. But what will be the repercussions of going it alone?
You don't need to be a magician to know that with the NASA in place, I can assure you Jubilee has no chance. Because to bring everybody on board, it also comes in as a movement, as a wave, and it creates the kind of euphoria you saw in 2002 with the rainbow.
Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and his team had given their colleagues in Ford Kenya and ODM an ultimatum of up to December this year to decide on who will be called presidential candidates. Will it finally materialize, given that there are only 8 months remaining before the general election? Chris Dairo, KTN News.